Guys, look at this. Look. I got a new variation on the background. Look, it's daytime. Nighttime. Daytime. Look. Thanks once again to Uvu Media. They got this to me today. Doesn't it look so good? They've got the cherry blossoms outside. The weather is blue. You can see the sky. I can literally do this now. Wait. I can do this now. Hang on. Wait. Nighttime. Daytime. Nighttime. Daytime. Do you guys remember that video with like the crow who used to do that? It's really, really cool. Hello, everybody. I wasn't gonna stream today originally, but then I decided, you know what, I actually really want to, because I'm gonna go on like a big shop tomorrow. I'm gonna try and get like some, some new furniture and stuff. So I'm going to probably have a bit of a day out tomorrow. And I realized, wait, I don't want to be gone for too long. You know, that's like 2 days. And I was like, man, I was thinking maybe I would stream tomorrow and not today. But then I realized I didn't want to do that. So I'm here today. Thank you very much for coming, everybody. Thank you, Tug. Thank you, Gene. So yeah, the Nintendo Direct I watched. Sorry for delaying a little bit, but I really wanted to make sure that I watched that. The new Mario game looks good. The Mario RPG remake looks good. I just want to get a new Donkey Kong. Wouldn't it be so nice? Wouldn't it be so nice if I finished the Donkey Kong series? I beat 64, Donkey Kong Country Returns, and then Tropical Freeze, and then they announced the new Donkey Kong game, and then we get to play the new one. That'd be so nice. Thank you, Anwin. Thank you, Nana. Thank you, Sal. So yeah, today I just want to talk a little bit. So yeah, I just want to chill. So what have I been doing today? Well, the nice thing about today is that I finally have my my medication back, and I had one this morning, and it's just the difference is so wild. It's so wild, the difference because what's nice about mine is the fact that it I can choose. It's not like something that I need to take every day. I can choose like when it suits me to take it. So the thing that it does is that it kind of has like a plus side and a downside. The plus side is that I finally get to feel what dopamine is like. Because what you may not know, I mean, if you're not familiar and you haven't had to, you know, hear about it like I have, that one of the things that ADHD does is that it limits or pretty much completely kills the dopamine that you receive from doing things. So it's one of the reasons why daily tasks are so difficult. It's like you feel no positive response from going out and doing things, and you don't feel any kind of positive inclination to get up and do something. So you don't really feel it unless you're completely hyper-focused on something. So when I take a pill in the morning, it really like suddenly I'm like, wow, is this what ordinary people feel like on a daily basis? Wow. You know, the problem that I'm facing with it, it's quite funny. The problem that I face with it, so what I'll do is I'll be able to like focus on just, oh no, is there lag? Oh, for fuck's sake. Am I like looping? No. Guys, that sucks. Come on. Come on. It looks like it's working fine for me. It looks like it's working fine for me. I just loaded it up on my end. Anyway. Just refresh, guys. Refresh. Refresh. We're good. Yeah, okay. I'm just gonna say. Refresh. It'll be okay. For anyone who's not seeing me right now. Man, that sucks. But anyway. I'll just keep talking. So like I was saying. What it essentially does is two things. It means that I find it really easy to kind of pick something and enjoy doing it. So normally, a lot of the time, you can sort of suffer from this thing where you'll kind of want to do a task or you'll want to do something, and then you just feel zero enjoyment from it, and it's like, I don't want to do it. And so it means that when you start doing something, you'll feel like, wow, I actually enjoy doing this. And unfortunately this morning, instead of doing housework or finally getting around to doing laundry or something, I sat and I played World of Warcraft for 6 hours. So I need to get better at a little bit of self-control, because it is a really nice feeling to finally know, like, wow, I can just enjoy anything that I choose to enjoy. Like I can feel a happy response I can feel a happy response no matter what I do, you know, but I definitely need to learn how to use that for productivity. But I'm still new to this whole thing, so it's going to take a while. Thank you, Steffi. Thank you, Didier. Thank you for all the supers, everybody. I really appreciate it. And thank you, Youngju. Thank you so much. Swing Jinya. Thank you very much. Yeah. I was enjoying playing World of Warcraft earlier because there's a little bit of new content that I haven't played yet, so I've been doing a bunch of quests. And I fully just abandoned any semblance of shame, and I went out of my way to try and find a transmog for my character that is even more revealing, and I found something that I really, really like. So instead of looking like a normal armor set that is somewhat revealing, it's now just... It's now just a straight just walking around in your underwear. But I mean, why wouldn't you want to play a game while looking at something really hot? I mean, I feel like that's just like a win-win for me. Arco and Midnight, thank you so much for the super no work today. That's so good. So yeah, I've been having a really, really good day. And I think that one of the reasons why I wanted to stream was that when... Oh yeah, one thing that I was going to say was that the reason why I don't want to take it every day is because the weird thing, it makes you less funny. I have this vivid memory of when I first started on the medication. I took it and then I started a Bloodborne stream and I just couldn't think of what to say. I just couldn't think of anything funny to say. I'd suddenly, all of like my creativity had just disappeared and it was really worrying. But what it means is that on days where I need to focus on IRL stuff or on other work and stuff, I can take them, and then when I'm streaming, I get to just be my normal, goofy-ass, stupid self, and it doesn't make a difference, so that's nice. Nekosaka, thank you for the Aka Super. It's going to be the Dragon Boat Festival tomorrow, which is a traditional Chinese holiday mainly celebrated in Asian countries. Exercise evil spirits. Well, you don't have to worry about it. I might be a demon, but I'm not an evil spirit. I'm a good guy, okay? I'm a good guy. I mean, mostly. Allison, thank you very much for the super. I love you too. Pan Pan, I missed you. Rui, thank you so much. Dizzy, thank you so much for the super. The room does look really nice, doesn't it? This is Uwu Media. I'm going to have to remember to change my default uploads to make sure that they get credited. Mac H, thank you very much for the super. Just finished cosmetology school. Thank you so much. I'm so proud of you. I love you too. Really lively. Thank you very much. Thank you for sharing with us. And Win, thank you so much. Mifford instead of... Mifford isn't a word. Milord is a word. Good demon? I mean, I'd like to think I'm pretty good. You think I'm good, don't you? Huh? You think I'm good? Mostly. Yeah, I mean... We all make mistakes in the heat of passion, don't we? Did as well. Thank you very much for the super. I keep telling you I'm terrifying. Anyway. Choo-choo. Thank you, Bogang, for the super. So yeah, what else has been going on? So yeah, it makes me less funny, which is definitely one reason why I think doing zatsu after I've taken my meds feels kind of okay, because I can kind of like bounce off of all of you and it just feels different. Whereas like gaming and being funny is actually really fucking exhausting, you know. So I need to make sure that I'm careful about like when I do it, and if I'm gonna have like a big game that relies a lot on my own commentary, that I kind of like I'm careful about whether or not I choose to have it. Turushka, thank you very much for the super, and thank you by the way for Ponytail Voxan this morning. It really rustled my jimmies quite severely. It was definitely a nice thing to wake up to. And let's see, a Catboy ASMR? Nah, not for me. The flight attendant ASMR is about as submissive as I can possibly get. I will not. I feel like when it comes to like sexual themes in ASMR, I feel like the flight attendant ASMR is my absolute limit for as far as like being somewhat submissive goes. I don't think I'll ever be able to do more than that. Pan, thank you so much, and Vin Yeet, thank you so much. Saku, man got the anti-so-random XD raw debuff. Yeah, I'm so much less random. I don't think... Well, being less funny, it's not a medical side effect. It's not a side effect. It's just an effect of the fact that it makes my brain more coherent. But the fact that I'm less coherent means that I am less creative. It's not a side effect. It's just how it works. And it wouldn't be a side effect if being funny wasn't my literal job. Kiwi, can we get a reference for the new look of your WoW character for research purposes? Honestly, it's the most depraved shit. It's so disgusting. Literally, she's wearing like nothing from the waist up, apart from like that really ornate sort of like metal kini going on, and then has like a pair of these red like plate these red plate leggings that like, because the previous ones were like shorts and they showed off a bit of thigh, which is nice. But the new ones also show off thigh and a load of ass, which is really nice because when you play WoW, you look at your character from behind, which is just pretty great for me. And thank you very much, Enduck. Thank you so much as well. Maybe later on, if I get bored, I'll just boot the game up and then we can play that for a while. Phoenix, thank you so much for two. A Vox X Desk Kun ASMR. I don't really want to do that. It would be the abusive relationship that I have with my desk. It would just be me staring at my desk and degrading it and insulting it and smacking it, you know. Ange, thank you very much for the super. The new background is gorgeous. It is gorgeous, isn't it? Uwu Media are actually working on one more variant of this. It's the sunset variant. And so once that's done, I'll be able to use one of three. Just like in the charity stream, they designed three different times of day, and they're doing that for me on this one as well. Ches, thank you so much. Hato, thank you so much. Holly Jolly, thank you very much. You aren't funny regardless. No. I mean, maybe I should feel that way as well. Cello, thank you so much. Savina, Yana, thank you very much. Raknaka. Mwah. Why do you do ASMR? Because I'm good at it, and because people asked me to do it, and I started doing it because I thought that I would be good at it, and I found that I enjoy doing it, and that people enjoy watching me do it, and so I like to do it. It's simple as that. I'm not an ASMR enjoyer myself, but I think that's one of my main advantages as a content creator, is that I don't consume the content that I create, and so I get to come at it with a really fantastic sort of completely different perspective, and I really appreciate that. That's how I've been my whole life. Everything that I've ever been successful at is something that I don't enjoy myself, because it means that I have like an entirely brand new perspective on it. Amadayo, thank you very much. Allison, what's the point of creating a hot character if you don't project your kinks onto them? So true. So true. P, thank you very much. Muli, thank you very much. And Yuyu and Toya, thank you so much. And Misa, thank you so much. Guys, did you enjoy, I don't know if everyone's seen it yet, the ad for the June Bride merch that I voiced over for staff? I had so much fun. When they approached me to do the voiceover, I was like, yay! I was so excited to get to do that, because that's like my exact sort of, you know, whenever I speak to people in real life, they always say, you know, you have such a great voice for radio. And I think that that's kind of the thing. I do sound silly, but remember, that's because you're used to hearing me talk like this. When I'm in a serious corporate environment, I'm like, NIJISANJI and NIJISANJI EN presents June Bride merch and voice pack. You know, I've done that kind of thing professionally before. Rebecca M, Mochi Bunny, thank you so much. Gloves, Oblivion Avenue, and Lays, thank you very much. The daytime background looks gorgeous. Thank you very much, Liz. Danya, thank you very much. It is nice to be able to kind of see more details, yeah, with the more light going on. It is nice. Lily, thank you very much. Remember, I mean, it's very similar to the joke that I made on debut, where I was like, you may recognize me if you've ever taken a train in the UK. Please mind the gap between the train and the platform edge. This is a Akuma service to Akuma Castle. Please mind the gap between the train and the platform edge. Welcome aboard this Akuma rail service toward New Sidonia. We will be calling at your mum and New Sidonia, where this train terminates. Ling Yan, thank you very much. Chin chin. Call me a Vixen, thank you so much. The June Bride ad sounds so professional. I'm glad you think so. Roku, thank you. Time to sell me a subscription to a country magazine. Lays, thank you. Pami, thank you very much. Remy, thank you so much for the super as well. Youngju, oh, I'm looking forward to hearing what you think about Spider-Verse. I understand that in some parts of the world it came out a bit later than everyone else, so I know a lot of you are going to be able to get around to seeing it soon. Yui, thank you very much. Official ad voice. You know, I really want to like do one of those for like other merch releases as well. Kumaki, thank you very much. I want to do that for more merch releases. You know, I just want to like offer it to them. You know, I just want to offer that to staff and be like, yo, I had a lot of fun doing the voiceover. So, I mean, you could ask me if you wanted me to do more, you know. Thanks, Midnight. Thanks, Fafafa. Thanks, Lynn. Thank you very much, Babe. Hey, Babe. Mwah. Mostly because you're in it. I ain't in the background, I'm in the foreground. You know, there are some motifs reminiscent of me in the background, but, you know. They should. Yeah, it's cheating, right? They're using my voice demon powers to sell merch. It's guaranteed. Everyone who hears it will feel unearthly compelled to just sort of sit around and be like, maybe I should buy the June Bride merch and voice pack. Nana, thank you so much. Adorede, thank you very much. Kelly Kane had that ad hold it. Oh, that's so cute. That one ad you won't skip. Echo Saka, thank you so much. Avis, finally watched Cross the Spider-Verse, trying so hard not to get any information yesterday. That's true, that's true. It must be so difficult to avoid spoilers, especially being on Twitter. But I hope you really, really enjoyed it. Crystal, thank you very much. Oh, you ordered them again! Yes, nothing like two of each. Two of each. One for yourself and one that you can pretend to give to me. Even though staff send me one of everything anyway. Fan, thank you so much. I'd love to see you narrate something closer to Adult Swim infomercial parodies. Are you tired of this happening to you? There's got to be a better way. The voiceover recording is good for your portfolio. Not that I work adjacent to voice actor industry or anything. Hee hee hee. If it's good for my portfolio, that's pretty exciting. I'd love to get to voice in that was one of my goals on debut. I really wanted to voice in like a game or a movie or something. And interestingly enough, with the big lore project in the works, most of it, I mean, the character in it who speaks the most is me, and so there's a lot of acting going on, and it's been really, really fun to kind of plan out a performance and to get to sort of do it's not like I have to do research because I'm playing myself, but it's myself in a different time and myself in a different context. Aura, thank you so much. Puff, I did see you drew me and Miguel, and I did. I really like his fangs. Really lively, thank you so much. Yana, thank you so much. And Dizzy, still hearing your June Bride voice pack. I had so much fun with the June Bride voice pack. I'm glad that I'm back into... I kind of got over my writer's block and I'm doing voice packs again. Because as other members have said, it really is one of the best ways to support us financially. Because obviously we get like such a huge cut from voice packs. Because we're involved so heavily in the creation of them, you know. So getting back into it makes me feel like a lot more financially secure, and it also just feels like a lot of fun to do. It's like audio dramas, and I used to do those by myself, for free, you know, just for fun. Rem, thank you very much. Cameron, thank you so much. There are a couple more that I've got there's one voice pack that I've already recorded. You're gonna fucking love it. You're gonna love it. It's so there's another voice pack that's coming soon. I won't give you obviously I can't spoil the theme. Havana, thank you very much. Sunny, thank you very much. But it's like the next one coming has both a normal and an EX voice. The normal voice is very sweet and reassuring, and then the EX voice is really sus. Like probably the most sus that I've been in a voice pack. So you better keep an eye out for that one. It's going to be pretty good. I had a lot of fun. Making it. I really reached inside my a lot of like inner sus emotions, I guess you could say, when I was making that one, and it was really fun. Hope on the Street, thank you so much for the super. Mwah! Sai, thank you very much for the super. Make a fan art project for you. I'll keep an eye out. That's going to be so good. Lays, speaking of voice packs, just curious, is it kind of connected to the Sakura Bloom? Kind of feels like it's a continuation of it. I'll be honest, I mean, voice packs, as far as I'm aware, you might as well... I'll have to think about sort of ones that I've made in the past, because some of them I didn't really do with this in mind. You can essentially consider all of the voice packs canon, really. You know, all of them are true to an extent, and all of them essentially will have happened. You know, the Ocean Breeze, for example, will have taken place when I was on a boat first arriving into the UK, which took place around which first took place in the 1920s, was when I arrived in the UK. So more than 100 years I've been living in this country, which is why I consider it my home now. Pan Pan, thank you so much for the super. Please keep your hands and feet inside the boat at all times. Shuichi, for the super. Your streaming times are mostly at UK noon time, which means it's difficult to watch. Yeah. I mean, in the UK, that's my time zone as well. But of course, it's like I'm getting up and going to work at a normal time. Tapidala, can I book you to be the MC for your wedding? Oh my god, that would be so fun. I mean, maybe you could try like contacting staff. I imagine they would want you to fork over quite a bit of money to kind of book me out. You know, it would be comparable, I guess, to what a convention would want to pay for a wedding. But I mean, you're welcome to try. I would, if, you know, Because obviously, when it comes to like appearances at cons and stuff, like they make sure to filter through a lot of the requests and make sure that we only do stuff that's like good for our image and that's like, you know, going to be financially interesting for all of us. So it would definitely probably cost you a lot to book me out, I guess. I'm not in charge of that kind of thing, but I mean, who knows? You definitely could. If you got a lot of money to drop, maybe you could have me officiate your wedding. I don't know if I'm like legally allowed to do that though. I'm not a priest. I think that I feel like it's kind of an oxymoron to be a demon and a priest at the same time. We have a certain white-haired, dark-skinned alternate version of me who takes care of that sort of thing. So maybe I could go and find him. I've still got no idea where he is. Kumio, thank you so much for the super. Hannah, thank you very much. Writer's block is a bitch. Yeah. We'll buy all of them. Good. I've seen a bit of a Boxan influx recently. I've seen multiple fan arts with Boxan really recently. So I'm a fan. Well, she's definitely underrepresented. We need more Boxan. Lucia, June 23rd is my friend Lorica's birthday. She really loves you. Okay. Lorica, I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful birthday. I want you to know that I love you very much. Allison, thank you so much for the super. Rowan MKs, thank you so much. Ignis, I've been playing the new Overwatch Battle Pass. I have. So like I said, thank you Lou, thank you Tabuta, and thank you all the way through for the supers. Like I said, I've on Mr. Stream, I've been playing a lot of Overwatch with Selene off stream because she owes me and has been helping me get into Masters. I feel like it hasn't felt like a genuine sort of carry or anything. It's felt like we've been genuinely playing and I've been genuinely learning and like getting better at the game. I'm very close to Masters now. I'm Diamond 1. So we played last night, played pretty late, and we were going to keep going, but we stopped because because we were starting to tilt a little bit. Like we had a couple losses because of bad teammates, and we just sort of thought, you know what, it's time to call it. But it's been really, really nice to kind of focus on improving at the game. Honestly, Season 5 of Overwatch 2 is shaping up to be like a really good era for the game, mainly because it seems like there's not really much of a meta for tanks. Like, in Season 4 it was all Junker Queen, and I can't play fucking Junker Queen for shit. I can't aim that fucking shotgun close up, I never know how to get value off of the knife, I never know when to use my shift, like I'm shit at Junker Queen, but this meta, you can play so many different tanks. You can play, I mean, apart from like Hog and Doom, you know, who kind of suck this season. You can play, what is it? Like, I was playing Rhine, I was playing Monkey, I was playing D.Va. A couple people were playing Ball yesterday. So I'm looking forward to like a really diverse meta where the actual point of Overwatch and swapping heroes was to counterpick the enemy team. And you can actually do that now. And it's efficient, which is crazy. Yui, thank you so much for the super. Your puppet has disappeared. Can you help me summon him? My puppets are, I would say, I mean, just try to make sure that maybe your pets haven't, like, grabbed it and stolen it off. It can't have gotten far. He's got little legs. He's got little legs. Could you, thank you very much. Boxan Supremacy, the revolution starts today. Everyone, let's get some more Boxan out there. Titia, thank you so much. Muli, thank you very much. Cello, can I book the blue-haired priest as a groom? I don't know about that. I mean, what, like a roleplay wedding? I can't go and, I mean, I can pretend to be Tenchi, but he's, you know, He's a real person who's off and about somewhere. I can't just get him on the phone. Meowie, thank you very much. You officiating my wedding would feel like a father figure giving his daughter away. Considering how much you flirted with me, I don't really want to think about it like that. Julian, thank you very much for the super. He's finished my final today, and it's my birthday. Hope you're doing well. I'm really, really proud of you. Happy birthday. Mwah. Thank you, Ches. I have a new pun to welcome you back. Tagalog of tea is sa, because I want to know what sa... Bit of a stretch, but I love you too, Ches. And any thought about music suitable for a wedding? I want to build my Overwatch... Is that Overwatch wedding music playlist or own wedding... I'm going to assume your own wedding music playlist. Obviously, a lot of people, I imagine, right now are getting married to Golden Hour. That seems to be a really, really good one. Yeah, own. Yeah, I figured so. You said OW, and I was like, yo, Overwatch music? You got Lucio DJing at your wedding? I feel like he'd be better for a wedding reception. I don't know, really. I feel like I would want to go for some kind of, like, a classic film score. You know, I would want to go for a film score that's been, like, a big part of my life. You know, I really like Canon in D. That's one of my favorite pieces of classical music. I really enjoy... What else would I want? What else would I have? What else would I have? Hope in the Dark. Get married to Hope in the Dark. Honestly, I don't think I would do that, personally. One song that's really... Oh, God. I mean, it's not very suitable for a wedding, but I suddenly started thinking about it. One song that I really like is The Call from the credits for Narnia, Prince Caspian. I listened to that a lot when I first saw the film, and I rediscovered it recently. It's a really, really emotional song, and it doesn't really fit a wedding because it's all about saying goodbye, but it's a very sort of, you know, it's a really sort of like, you know, it's a really sort of a nice song, and I've been listening. I listen to it occasionally if I'm like, Moon, thank you so much. Witcher Street, thank you very much. May Grace, thank you so much. And Chun, thank you for the Aka Super. Good news I wanted to share with you. We received the title of Top 10 Campus Singers. That's fucking wild. Oh my god. I'd love to get to hear your voice sometime. You must be really, really talented. May Grace, good luck with your exams. Mwah. Sabu, I always thought you were really the voice actor I used to hear in the subway or some ads. I mean, I'm good at doing that, aren't I? Me, thank you very much for the super. Turn you into... That's cute. That's cute. You can try. You can try. How's that song go? It started out as a feeling, which then grew into a hope. I sang that song to myself once, and I was like, damn, this song that's sung by like a sort of a high-set woman, I feel like I can do that pretty well, actually. And then that word grew louder and louder, until it was a battle cry. I really like that song. It makes me feel quite happy. Because it's like when you're scared of losing something, it makes you feel like it's not going to be the end. You know, it's like, oh, don't worry, there will be more and you'll see me again and all that kind of stuff. Kana-chan, thank you very much. How can my groom be my wedding priest? Don't worry about it. I mean, you know. Kingdom Hearts Dearly Beloved. That's a nice choice, Pan Pan. Thank you for the super puppy. I use my Kindred Sona as my avatar. I hope you're not unfamiliar with my new profile picture. No, I recognize it. Of course. I know. Dang, thank you very much for the super. Know that humans can live 7 days without food. Well, good thing I'm back to kiss you. I don't want to leave you hanging. How do I mean? Extraordinarily attractive day. Oh. Gristle. Good evening, Lord. It's my birthday. Thank you for the Aka Super, Gristle. I have a really good time with another Kindred. We had an onigiri cake together, but your stream is like the last piece of the puzzle. Can't help sharing happiness with my cute and lovely Oshi. Thank you so much, Gristle. Happy birthday. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, okay? Phoenix, thank you so much. Can you say cup of tea? Okay, we don't say cup of tea. No matter how posh you get, the word is cuppa. C-U-P-P-A. Cup of tea. Do you fancy a cup of tea? A cup of tea. So much to the point where we just say, how about a cuppa? How about a cuppa? We just say cuppa to refer to a cup of tea. We just say cuppa. It's really, really cute. Jean, happy birthday, Jean. Thank you for the Aka Super. Mwah, give me a big hug, you. Happy birthday. Oh, God. It's such a nice feeling to get to kind of touch base every once in a while. Eating air, thank you for the super. It's such a nice feeling to get to touch base because there are so many names that I recognize from so many different, from seeing you all in chat so often, and then to say like, hey, it's my birthday. It's like, wow, you know, it's just nice. Like there's such a wonderful connection there. Inari Shizuku, thank you so much for the super. Keep slaying. I will try. Oh God, it's so fucking hot. It's gotten hot enough to the point where my fan is just blowing hot air at this point. The naked information really necessary? Yes. Yes, it is. Have you met a Kindred before? This is exactly what they would want. This is exactly what they would want to know. Thank you, Lily, for the Aka Super. I couldn't be here yesterday to tell you I'm happy to see my favorite demon again. Good to hear you're feeling much better and more happy. Love and adore you so much. I really enjoyed the June Pride VP. Yeah, thank you so much. I am feeling much better. I think that I am feeling better because I'm sort of starting to really value my, I'm starting to really value like my, what am I trying to say here? sort of the other aspects of work which aren't just streaming. And I'm considering, like, how much more I'll be able to do and how much closer I'll be able to get to my goals if I stream sort of 3 or 4 times a week instead. Maybe more on some weeks where I'm feeling motivated, of course. But I think for a long time, I had this insecurity when I first started. I talked about it on stream like many, many months ago, years ago, more than a year ago now. It was early on. I sort of worried sometimes. I felt like every member of Luxiem was so talented. I mean, you had Mr., who's like such a motivated like social media genius and all of that. You have Ike and Shu, who are such insane singers and who have such great personalities. You've got Luca, who's fucking Luca and he's hilarious. And sometimes I would just look at myself and think, God, why am I doing so well? I didn't feel like I really, like, I was trying to figure out what I was doing. You know, I was like, I don't think I'm doing any better than any of them. I feel like I'm not as good as them. And so I think that for a while I had this mentality that the only reason I was succeeding as much as I was because I streamed every day, you know, and I developed this idea like, well, gotta stream, gotta do all of this, gotta stream as much as possible, you know. I felt like I wasn't nearly as funny as the others. That was the main thing. I felt like I was an unfunny person. And so I just sort of thought, well, most Luxiem fans, when their Oshi doesn't stream on the day, maybe they'll watch me instead, and maybe that's why I'm doing well, is because I stream every day. But I know that's not the case. Now I've learned better, you know. But I think that behavior of needing to stream every day to feel like I was sort of doing fine, I'm sort of getting over that now. And I know that, like, I think it'll be an overall better experience for all of you because, like, to be honest, when I'm streaming every day, I sometimes feel so exhausted that I know you can kind of tell. I know that when I'm sort of putting on a happy face and I'm not all that happy on stream, you can definitely sort of tell, and it doesn't feel good to watch, you know. Euler, thank you very much for the super. Oh, good luck working in the UK. It's kind of nice here. The thing that I like the best about the UK is all of the places that you can walk. The public transport here is... It's not like of a perfect standard, but it's very convenient, is what I will say. The public transport in the UK is very good. There's lots of nice food. I mean, not British food, but like, you know. I mean, pub grub is really nice, and the pub culture is good. The nightclub culture is really good. There's lots of stuff to enjoy about this place. Ethereal Waters, thank you for the super. On my way to see the new Spy. I'm gonna see Asteroid City. Asteroid City looks really good. I love Wes Anderson. I mean, what kind of a film person would I be if I didn't love Wes Anderson? Lulu, thank you for the Yaka super. I wanted to tell you that I've been hanging out IRL with Marlo. Grr, I'm so happy for you. I'm so happy for you. No, genuinely, I'm so happy for you. I'm not jealous at all. I mean, I am a little bit, but I mean, I think that's a good thing. Gloria, thank you very much for the super. Working at a palliative ward for terminal pain. Oh gosh. That's a lot. The thing about that is that it's such hard work, but you are doing amazing work. So keep an eye on your own emotions and know when to stop when it's too much for you. But remember, like, what good you're doing. You know, that's the main thing that should motivate you, is how much you're helping people. Sudakula, thank you so much. Mina Shepherd, thank you very much. I will keep slaying. Thank you very much. Fami, thank you so much. So let me art at convention soon. That's going to be so exciting. Oh, God. Being a guest at cons, like being a sort of a speaker at cons, is so weird to me because I've been to cons as like an audience member before, and sort of being on the opposite end of that, it's like, wow, is this what it's like? Yeah, it's crazy. Well, thank you. Allison, thank you so much. Luz, thank you so much. Sunny, thank you very much. Horn rings for the wedding. I mean, these horns are a little thick. I mean... These horns are a little thick. I don't know if that would fit on your finger. You'd need to get a smaller version. Phoenix, thank you very much. I stayed for the heart you put into this community. That's so kind of you to say. Thank you. That's a name I can't read, but good luck at work. If you ever need the voice back, it's always there for you. Yoon, I love you too. Thank you so much. Adididi, thank you very much. Favorite little guy. Favorite funny little guy. I'm not a funny little guy. I'm a funny big guy. Rawr. Gloves, thank you so much. I hope I can refresh soon. Yeah, no, I need to go swimming again. I haven't been swimming in quite a while. Mars, good to see you again. Yeah, everybody should be taking care of themselves. Olivia, thank you very much for the super. Oh, I'm really glad you enjoyed Asteroid City. I'm looking forward to it. The last Wes Anderson movie I saw was Isle of Dogs. I didn't wind up seeing French Dispatch, and that disappoints me. I need to watch that. Mochi Bunny, thank you very much. Mina Shepherd, thank you so much. May I dedicate a character to you for my fantasy novel series? Of course you can! Of course you can! That's insane! I can't wait to read that when you inevitably publish it, and I'll be able to say, hey, that guy's based on me. Alicia, thank you very much. Good luck with your exam. I love you too. And Tamamaki, I love you too. Fan, thank you so much for the super. Always an amazing. Yeah, you too. You're an inspiration as well. Oh, Jesus. I feel good today. I feel good. I'm realizing that maybe being medicated and doing a Zatsudan isn't so hard. I think it's just gaming streams that become really difficult because when you focus on just one thing, it's like, the thing about it is that when you have enough dopamine, your body is like, you know what, I'm happy now. It's like you don't really feel the need to reach out and do something else, right? So if I'm doing a gaming stream, I'm probably, with the medication, going to be getting so much dopamine from the game that I just will kind of forget to talk, you know? So I think that that's definitely something that I'll have to consider. But Zatsu feels fine because this is my focus right now, and I'm enjoying just chatting with people, you know? Yeah, thank you very much for the super. I love you too. Hanhi, thank you very much. Congratulations on getting a good grade. Crystal, thank you for the Arc Super. Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to hear you wish me a happy birthday last year. Oh, I'm so sorry, but I will always be here. I'm waiting for December. You heard me wish you a happy birthday, right? Of course, there will always be a time for that. So is your birthday in December? Well, in that case, I'll wish you a happy birthday now. And a happy birthday again in December. Thank you very much for the Arc Super, baby. Yoisu, thank you so much. Azumi, today take your puppet to see Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. I'm sure he would have enjoyed it. He is me. He is just a very small me. So I feel like he would definitely enjoy it. Goni, thank you very much. Oh, should I tell you something else? When I took Akumama to see Across the Spider-Verse, it was so funny because she never really said anything about it after she had seen it. You know, she never really said anything. She said, like, I love the animation, but I couldn't really follow the plot. This is also because I thought she'd seen the first film, but she actually hadn't. And so I think she was quite confused. I tried to give her a good rundown of everything to sort of make sure she was prepared, but I could have sworn she'd seen it. I think actually she has seen it, but she forgot, which is also completely fine. But she wasn't really saying much about the film after we left, so I tried talking to her about it, and I tried asking her, because my mum is the kind of person who's always sort of like open about like, oh, this man from this film is very hot. Like, it was impossible. I remember, it's not a good film. Mafia, thank you very much for the super. Thank you, Huma. Thank you, Tori. Thank you very much. And Wolf Mama. It's not a good film, but we watched Justice League with my family when that came out, and obviously it's really worse than mid superhero movie. It wasn't the Snyder Cut, it was like the 2-hour one. But obviously, whenever Jason Momoa, Aquaman, was on screen, she was going absolutely fucking mental. Being like, oh my goodness, oh my goodness, you know, that kind of thing. And so I asked her about how she felt about Miguel O'Hara. I was like, yeah, you know, I was like, how do you feel about this guy? Clearly, she just doesn't really register with animated characters. So I asked how she felt about it. She's like, and she was just, oh, it's very scary, yes. And then just didn't say anything else. I was like, all right, I'll stop talking. Clearly didn't quite resonate with Akumama, but that's fine. I also watched The Whale for the second time. I watched it with my dad. I watched it with Papa Akuma when I went home last week. I went home last week and I spent some time with my family. And I was just sat in the dining room and I just had my laptop out and I was doing some work. And then I walked into the living room and my dad was watching The Whale, and I was like, oh shit, scoot over! And so I sat down and I watched that with him, and it's crazy because my dad is like such a not emotional person. He's very much like a typical man. He's like, no need to be upset about it. No, it's all right, you know, just take it on the chin. Blah, 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 blah. But like, and I've only ever seen him cry once before, and then at the end of The Whale, he didn't properly cry, but I saw like a little tear coming out, and I was like, wow. I was like, damn, Dad, he's letting his emotions out, and I was very proud of him. Eileen, thank you very much. I mean, who couldn't cry at the end of The Whale? I mean, I won't spoil it for people who haven't seen it, but please, if you want to watch a movie that's like guaranteed to make you cry, for comparison, I never normally cry at movies that posit themselves as movies you cry at. If I'm expecting to cry, I won't cry. I was expecting to cry at The Whale, and I still cried. Casey Chua, thank you very much for the super. Good luck with your presentation. Kayan, thank you very much. Happy birthday on Friday. Do I have a favorite fish? I like the blobfish. He's very funny. That's a name I can't read, but thank you very much. Can't wait for that. I do still need to work hard for the exam. Fingers crossed. Good luck. Inja, thank you so much. Christy Shan, thank you so much. Can you give me a blessing? Good luck. Good luck with everything. Has Akumama watched Fast 10? Maybe she would. She's very excited to watch the new Indiana Jones because Mads Mikkelsen is in it. And I think out of all men, Mads Mikkelsen is my mum's hyperfixation. So much so to the point where I've told you guys this. For her birthday or for Christmas, I got her a cardboard cutout of Mads Mikkelsen, and I went to the bathroom while I was staying with my parents, and I shit myself because he was just stood in the doorway, and I thought there was just a man there. Espinal, thank you very much. Oh, I feel lonely a lot of the time too. Come here. You're not lonely as long as you're with me. Car, thank you very much. Let's see if I have a test in a few hours. Get some encouragement from you, please. Of course you can. You're going to fucking slay that shit. You're going to go 10 miles every single direction, and you're going to cover all your bases, and you're going to win. Fight. Win. You're going to do it, and I'm so proud of you. And I would be proud of you whether you win or whether you don't. You'll always be just be great. You're always just going to be great. Whew, thank you so much. I have to go to the exam now. Very happy I could see you today. Happy I could see you too. Mwah. Key Diva, thank you so much. Last week was my 1-year anniversary as a Kindred. There's no better gift than you being happy. Mwah. Thank you so much. You too, yeah, thank you so much. Can I get lots of kisses so I won't miss you so much next week? Good luck with your trip. Ange, thank you so much. Yeah, that's the thing about The Whale, is that I keep likening it to Studying of Mice and Men, because Of Mice and Men is often read in a room full of students who are also reading the same book and then also who watch the same film. Everyone who watches or reads Of Mice and Men cries at the end. That's the same thing as watching The Whale. You feel a connection with everyone else in the cinema. You feel a connection with everyone else in the cinema because you all cry together. It's fucking wild. Summer, thank you very much. I'm new here. You ain't slick. Good to see you. Holy jelly pack, thank you very much. Do you prefer alpacas or llamas? I'm gonna be honest, I don't actually know what the difference is. So an alpaca is like that. And then a llama is like that. I think llamas look a little bit more hilarious. I'll go for llamas. Yeah, Bing, thank you for the Arca Super. I have a day off tomorrow. I'm going to attend a meet and greet event with my favorite actor and watch his new movie. That's so exciting. Oh god, I'd be losing my mind if I had a chance to go and see that with an actor I've been following. If I had a chance to go and see a meet and greet with like Adam Driver, who's one of my favorite actors. Oh my fucking god. I'm so happy for you. I'm a great cook. Come over sometime. Hey, babe, you better come over. I want to see what your cooking is like. I've been ordering takeout too much. Pyros, thank you so much for the super. Love you too. Xing Lapo. What I need. That's cute. What I need. That's so cute. What I need. You got me there. You fucking got me. You got me. You got me. So many supers today. You guys are so kind. Coco Loco. You give me un Coco Loco. I'm getting a cat, so I have no idea what to name the soon-to-be cat. And I was wondering if you have any ideas. The thing is, I've thought about getting my own pet, like a cat or a dog, but I don't know what I would call it. Okay, cat names. You should call a cat an object. Cats have names that are just random words, like beef stroganoff. So I would say call it like bean. Call it like pebble. You know, look at the cat's fur and like its face and try and figure out what it looks like and then call it like just a word. If I got a cat, I would call it beef stroganoff or like beef Wellington. So Taku, thank you so much for the super. Oh, good luck at the con. I'll be there with you in spirit in my puppet form. Shuichi, thank you very much for the super. Oh, you're like a railway nerd. That's so cool. I mean, that's how I feel about planes. That's how I feel about planes. It's the reason I love the UK. UK is the country which invents the railway. It's true. I mean, I wasn't sure. I didn't know that we invented rail travel to begin with, but I know that the London Underground was the first metro system in the world, which is pretty cool. Allison, thank you so much for the super. Just got my puppet and he's hanging out with my Kylo Ren puppet. Oh, the closest I'll ever get. Foxy Berry, thank you very much for the super. Jixuan, thank you very much for the super. Yui, adopt me, I can meow. Everyone catch that in 4K, okay? Just because I'm saying, I mean, yeah, you know, I think that's a pretty good deal for me. Starfire, thank you so much. Thank you, Marlo. Well, as a fellow Adam Driver enthusiast, what films of his other than Star Wars would you recommend? The biggest one for me is Marriage Story. His performance in Marriage Story is fantastic. He is just absolutely insane and delivers such a beautiful performance. But in that film, also Scarlett Johansson is fucking beautiful. Absolutely insane. She, you know, just a career best performance from her. Obviously, it's quite a difficult watch because it's sort of very, because it contains very timely themes, but he's also very brilliant in Black Klansman as well. I haven't seen... What else has Adam Driver been in? Because he was in another Noah Baumbach film recently, but I don't remember. House of Gucci I haven't seen, but I do want to see. Oh! Man Who Killed Don Quixote. That's a banger. That's a banger Adam Driver movie. You should watch that. A Man Who Killed Don Quixote is fucking amazing. Could you? You know, I'm not much of a movie person because I know tropes and things tend to become predictable. Is there a movie I can watch to combat this? Well, Oldboy, hello. If you predict the ending of Oldboy, you're a fucking psychic. You're just I won't say anything more, but you have to watch it. Other movies that are unpredictable, Lighthouse, unpredictable movies. Rising sense of tension and chaos. Interesting. I'll have to come back to you with that because there are so many. There are so many. Muli, thank you very much. Have I seen Druk? Oh, you mean, well, its English name, Another Round. I have seen it. I fucking love it. I think it's a really, really nice film. Well, I watched that with Akumama, actually. She showed me that. Sunny, thank you so much for the super. Blade Runner 2049. Oh, that's a banger fucking movie. That's so good. Seda, thank you so much. And Kindred, Kayla, thank you very much. Kindred invited me to play games and now we're friends. Some are from Chile and they called me Chilean curses, and now they translate for each other. That's so cute, and I'm not jealous at all. What's important is the execution. Yes, Puff, I agree with you on that one because sometimes I think that for me, the enjoyable part of a film, I tend not to predict the plot of a film ever. I don't think about it. I root for things to happen, but when a film is good, I tend to just get immersed in the filmmaking to the extent that I just don't really think about the plot too much. I enjoy, even if the plot is very predictable, I just kind of enjoy the way that those events are shown, right? So the best example of this is Mother, right? If you figure out what Mother means, because Mother is an allegory. If you watch Mother and you figure out what the meaning is, you'll know exactly what's about to happen, even if it you know. But what's enjoyable about Mother as a film, why I think it's brilliant, is because it's a very universal, simple concept, but portrayed in an agonizing, horrible way that's meant to go right to the fucking core of you. And it doesn't need to be unpredictable in order for that to be brilliant. Thank you, Mali Baby Doll. Mwah. Who is your favorite character from the new Spider-Verse movie? Hobie's brilliant. Oh God, who's my favorite from Spider-Verse? It's actually so difficult to decide who my favorite is. I mean, Miles is such a fantastic character. Everyone's obsessed with Miguel. Probably, maybe Hobie. I love Hobie a lot. Like whenever Hobie's on screen, I smile a lot. But he's not in the movie too much, so I'm hoping to get more Hobie in the next movie. Sabu, thank you very much for the super. Mwah. Little kiss. Parang, thank you so much. Mwah. Chillax. Mwah. Midnight, thank you so much. Of course I'll watch it with you. Mwah. Nativity, thank you very much. Adopt me, I can bark and fetch. Protect my home from burglars. I mean, I'm a pretty capable demon. I don't think you really need to do that. But sure, you know, if you want me to put a leash on you, then you just say the word. Rem, thank you so much. I'm going on a hike in about a few minutes. Would you like to suggest any songs you're listening to on your walks? I mean, I've been listening to, I would recommend the Spider-Verse, not the official soundtrack if you haven't seen it. I've been listening to the official soundtrack and it's genuinely one of the best film soundtracks I've heard in a long time. But there's an accompanying album by, what's his name? Metro Boomin, I think, and a load of other guests with music inspired by the film. So I would suggest giving that a listen. I love it, right? I'm going to finish these supers for a sec before I give my opinion on it. Renua, thank you so much for the super. Elaine, thank you so much for the super. Wendy, of course. Her name is Wendy. Hi, Wendy. Hi, Elaine. Thank you so much. Okay, listen. Thank you. Listen. The music is really, really good. I have one gripe with the album, though, and I'll tell you what it is. Metro's tag is really fucking annoying. My favorite song on it, obviously, is, what is it? My favorite is Am I Dreaming, right? Beautiful fucking song. Like sort of marrying some classical elements with rap. But just hearing, like, halfway through this song that I'm just getting so immersed in, and it just, his rapping is good. Like, him as an artist is great, but just hearing Metro like halfway through, it sounds like a fucking voice crack. It just kind of, it just sort of like interrupts me, you know. It just interrupts me occasionally. I'm like, God damn it. You know, I was enjoying that song so much. He does it twice in Am I Dreaming? Metro! You know, he's a good rapper, but I just need him to, like, take that tag out because I don't know. Anyway. Albacore, thank you for the Super. I don't miss your stream this time. I miss you so much, and I'm so happy to see you. Aww. I missed you too. Just finished your final exams. I'm so proud of you for getting good grades. If you want to come back even more now, you won't have to worry about studying, right? Allison, I know it's more of a game, but you should really check out Sam Barlow's Immortality if you haven't already. It's perfect for film buffs. Sam Barlow Immortality. I have not heard of this. Oh, it's got very good reviews. I'm always sort of nervous about those, like, full motion video games, because I feel like they're going to wind up being quite cheesy a lot of the times. But if this is good, then I'll definitely check it out. Chun, thank you so much. Don't think he's very noisy, but I'm... Boys singing upstairs in my house have been singing continuously for 4 hours. Oh my god, yeah, he better give himself a rest. Have some tea. Emmy Army, thank you very much. Speaking of movies, the Selena Quintanilla movie will always make me cry. I don't know who that is. I've never heard of this before. Interesting. She has a movie? Oh. I better watch that. I haven't heard of this. Sabina, thank you so much for the super. Was in the cinema for the first time. Really, really glad you enjoyed the film. Cassidy, thank you so much, but your streams always help. Mwah. Of course. Nick Stefano, thank you so much. Mwah. I missed you too. Chetty, thank you very much. My second Kindred birthday. Happy to spend it with you. I'll make sure to see you on Friday. Thank you so much. Antique Doll, thank you very much. Currently catching up on some work while I'm listening to ya. Sorry I haven't been in chat for a while. Hey, you don't have to worry about it. Just enjoy whenever you want to enjoy, okay? Pillow Monster, thank you so much. I found you sooner from chatting VODs, and you seem like a beautiful, twisted, kind soul. It's a good word for it. Thank you, Leonaki, as well. You guys are now starting to learn that I'm very uneducated when it comes to music. There are a lot of times that, like, my friends will say, yes, I was listening to this person, and I'll be like, who's that? And they'll be like, who's that? You haven't heard of this person? I'm like, who's that? I am legitimately so fucking uneducated on music, you know. And it's funny because I want to do, like, my top 10 favorite albums stream where I talk about, like, my favorite music. God, I kind of feel like just getting that, because I'm almost scared to do a full stream about that, because I know that I almost won't be able to talk too much about it because I don't understand music all that much. You know, I feel like I can't be an Anthony Fantano, and I can't talk about layering and intention. I can talk about intentions, and I can talk about what it feels like to listen to, but I can't talk about, like, how it was made. Mimi Bahiti, thank you so much. Coraline, thank you very much. Lovely to see you too. Allison, thank you very much. Oh, interesting. I'll make sure to check it out. Mina Shepherd. Adoptable. Sambalo Metallic. Probably not safe to stream on YouTube, but I've seen it on Twitch. People have said it's a love letter for the film industry. Now that sounds pretty damn good. Charlotte Beckman, thank you so much. Just got home from my wisdom teeth surgery. I'm so sorry. Have a little kiss. Kiss better, okay? Christy, thank you so much. And Nabi, thank you for the Axe Super. Especially nice to see you so motivated. I also have a lot of goals I want to achieve this year, and I'll work as hard as you did. Yeah, I've got a lot of big goals coming, and it will take a lot of work. A lot of work to make it work. But I feel like if I just listen to what it is that I want to do and what it is that makes me happiest, then whatever. I'll be able to do it. I'm sure I will. And so will you. Million Dreams. Miss you too. Thank you so much. Super Puppy. Recommend your favorite British dishes. Bangers and mash is always nice. Pie and mash. If you're ever in East London, pie and mash is a delicacy from that. One of the I believe the oldest, well, it might be in the UK, but I think in the world, the oldest or first ever fast food restaurant is a pie and mash shop where you have eel with pie and mash, and it's been going for almost 200 years. Which is a very strong sort of UK delicacy. Toad in the Hole is great. Obviously a roast. You know, we essentially will have Thanksgiving dinner, the equivalent of Thanksgiving dinner, every Sunday. It's called Sunday lunch, and you have roast potatoes, you have a meat like turkey or chicken, you have Yorkshire puddings. Yorkshire puddings are really nice. So there's all sorts of stuff. Youngju, thank you very much. Oh, Gone with the Wind. I actually haven't seen it, but I love Gone with the Wind for being a film that, with inflation, is the highest grossing film ever made. Like $4 billion or something like that. Youngju, thank you very much for the super. And Gloria, thank you so much. Chibi Parrot art for Luxiem 1.5 years. Don't feel insecure. I would love to see that. It sounds so cute. Thank you, Nakasaka. I want to create a new character in my Final Fantasy guild to represent you. A bunny boy or muscular... Obviously a muscular male. I don't want to be a fucking bunny boy. Who do you think I am, huh? Hmm? Would a bunny boy have fucking tits like these? I don't think so. Thank you very much. Cameron, thank you so much for the super. I'll meet my favorite actor tomorrow too. Oh, good luck with that. I hope you guys have fun. I mean, maybe you guys are going to see the same person. Who knows? Oh, you are going to move the movie with me. Never mind. I didn't read the start of it. I'm sorry. I hope you guys have a lot of fun. That's cute. Avis. Avis. Come here, girl. Come here. Here's my good girl. Eden, thank you so much for the super. You do not understand how much I've been missing you lately. Oh, I've been missing you too. And thank you very much. There's a hidden sussy scene. Well, I can always just mute it. If I stream it on YouTube, I can just like hide the screen. Elaine, thank you very much. Just the way you read my name. Elaine. Mwah. Lace, thank you so much. Trying to expand my movie soundtrack playlist. Top 3 movie OSTs or albums. The Revenant. Incredible soundtrack. Obviously, any one of the Lord of the Rings soundtracks are some of the best ever made. But to listen to, The Whale is very good as well. The Whale soundtrack is incredibly good. Interesting little tidbit about the Lore project that's coming out. When I spoke with Diego, who's doing the soundtrack, and by the way, he's fucking killing it with the soundtrack so far. It sounds so professional. It sounds so professional. Little tidbit. When I was giving him like a prompt for how he should begin with the soundtrack, I told him to watch The Revenant and The Whale and then to listen to the soundtracks. And he's sort of processing a lot of inspiration from those soundtracks really, really well. Worried, thank you so much for the super. Good morning. Happy to tell you I watched Into the Spider-Verse last night. Oh, I'm so glad you enjoyed it. If you ever need a song to relax on a nice day, there's no better than The Long Road by Mark Knopfler. I haven't heard that song. I'll make sure to... I'll try to remember that. Thank you. Nativity, thank you so much for the super. If you like the orchestral sounds of music, you listen to The Deer Hunter. Ooh, that sounds really good. Miri, thank you very much. Yeah, I know you are. You know, I'm kind of thinking, I almost don't really want to do a whole stream for my top 10 albums because I'm worried that I wouldn't be able to say enough about the albums because I don't understand music. They're all songs that are very, like, personal to me, you know, so I'm almost tempted to just bang through it right now, you know, and to just kind of give you guys, like, my top 10 so that you guys have something interesting to listen to. Shako, thank you very much for the super. Have you ever seen Closer with Jude Law? I have not, but I think I saw posters for that when it was coming out. Okay, so here's the problem, right? I have a playlist for my top 10 albums on Spotify already, but there are only 9 in it. I actually cannot think of a 10th album to put in there. I've looked through my Spotify listen history so much, I am really struggling to find one to put there that's like... Because the 9 on there are so, like, emotionally significant for me that I feel like I haven't... I need to find a 10th. I need to find a 10th that I really like. But I don't know if there is one. Oh! Well, it's not really... It's not really an album. I was going to say, like, some low roar from the Death Stranding soundtrack would work really well. But the unfortunate part of that is just that, like, it's spread across so many different... like, albums that it wouldn't really work to be part of the list. But no, but I love Low Roar. I love Low Roar. Brilliant. Molin, thank you so much. Kali, thank you so much for... Oh, Sisu. Oh, I've heard Sisu is really good. Allison, I like the Mad Max Fury Road soundtrack. Ooh, don't listen to it while driving. I love the Gravity soundtrack. I remember my dad was driving me somewhere once, and it was I was in my, like, big movie soundtrack phase, and I was like, Dad, do you remember watching Gravity? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, listen to this. And I played the song from the end of Gravity where they're attempting fucking re-entry, and then my dad comes to a junction that's the busiest shit ever, and he's listening to, like, okay, do you know what one of the best film soundtracks I would suggest that you listen to? It just reminded me of it now. Dunkirk. Dunkirk has, like, I would say the tensest soundtrack that I can think of. Isat, thank you so much. Lays, thank you very much. And Kuju. Hearing everyone's cool music taste. I've just been listening to Goku sing, so oh god, the AI voice covers, those are so funny. Like Mr. Krabs. singing and Squidward singing a bunch of different things. Yeah, Dunkirk is fucking nuts. I mean, one item on this list is 2 albums in one, kind of, because I want to sort of mention. So, you know what? I will do a top 9. I'll do a top 9. Because the number 2 slot is occupied by 2 albums that I think are kind of neck and neck for me. So, okay, let's do it. Let's do it. So, top 10 albums, what I like. Bada bing, bada boom. Boom. Okay. Number 9. Okay, let me think about the order on this real quick. Let me think about the order for this, because I'm not sure if I've ordered it properly so far. Okay, let me just... Yep, okay. Okay, yes. Alright, so I have the top 10 list. Some of them are ordered, some of them aren't, but I'm going to order them in my head right now. So my number 9 favorite album is, not just for the music on it, but for the music that it inspired, is Scandroid Deluxe Edition. So for those of you who don't know, Scandroid is a synthwave producer born from this music producer called Clayton, and it's a lot of synth that is focused around this theme of like sort of AI and robots gaining sentience, and it's got all of these different songs that are all about like robots gaining their freedom, robots feeling love, and all of that kind of stuff. And yeah, so you know, it's a really, really nice album. But I think the thing that I like most is the fact that it is such a valuable part of the synthwave community. So the songs on this album are good. They're really, really fun to listen to. They sort of really embrace the theory, or sort of the vibe of like the 80s roots of synth. And it sort of really plays it up in like a sort of a utopian, dystopian, you know, futuristic city type of feel. And it's just really, really fun to listen to. But the real triumph of this soundtrack, in my opinion, is the fact that it inspired like so many remixes. You guys, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Okay, you know what? I'll do 10, and then I'll list the top 2 like next to each other, just because people keep fucking asking. All right, number 10. Yeah, it's number 10. So, I don't know why or how, but Scandroid has entire albums dedicated just entirely to remixes of his songs, and they are from so many different artists within the synthwave community. So I would say that, well, if anything, maybe I should have Dreams of Neo Tokyo as like my Scandroid album of choice. But Dreams of Neo Tokyo, actually, you know what? Yeah, I think actually because it includes songs by him and by everyone else, I think I've changed my mind. I think that number 10 is Dreams of Neo Tokyo Deluxe Edition. Actually, it's Dreams of Neo Tokyo. Because Dreams of Neo Tokyo are all of these different songs, including instrumentals, which obviously encourages further remixes and further mix-ups and stuff like that. You have cameos from Dance with the Dead. You have cameos from Sunset Neon, Pilot, Wave Shaper, who is, you know, one of the goats. Makeup and Vanity Set, another one of the goats of this scene. Like, Scandroid, I think, deserves like a spot on this list for having created music that was creatively inspiring enough that it got this huge group of massively talented people to come together and create an insane amount of really fun music. And Neo Tokyo is Neo Tokyo Dance with the Dead remix is the most popular song on the album, and you can tell why. It sounds crazy, and actually, I remember listening to it. I actually wrote a sort of a treatment for a story a long time ago based on that song. It was like sort of 4 years ago or so. I had an idea for something, but it never really went too far. But I was very invested in a series of characters that I sort of like, they just sort of popped into my head because of how gorgeous that song is and how much like it's sort of, I guess, like the texture of the audio and how much it sort of gets inside your head. So that's my number 10 is Dreams of Neo Tokyo by Scandroid, featuring lots and lots of different artists. So who is up next? Who am I going to put at number 9? Oh, this one I can't even type because it's... Okay, wait a minute. Let me try and figure out how I'm gonna... No. God damn it. That's the one. Thank you, Jamin. Thank you so much. Yeah, you're right. You're right. So, the album and the song name, I can't copy and paste them off of Spotify. I don't even know how to read it. It's that. This is another synth album, which I would call sort of, at least as far as I'm aware, the best way of relaxing when you're listening to synth. It's the song Sun that it opens with has such a warmth to it, as the sun also has warmth, Lamau. It's so easy to listen to, and this is my go-to for if I'm ever stressed. If I'm ever upset, or if I'm ever sort of feeling overwhelmed and stressed, if I put this music on, I always start with Prime, because that one seems especially sort of cute and relaxing, and then I'll sort of loop it back around to the start of the album with Sun, and then the rest of them all just become sort of this lovely little, you know, funky and catchy tune, but it never, ever, ever rises above a level that makes you feel stressed. It will keep your heart rate at a nice, gentle sort of thump, and it's really nice. Apparently it means, I think I heard that it means depression in Chinese, which is kind of interesting. Because this album makes me feel the opposite of depressed. This album makes me feel quite pleased. So it makes me feel very relaxed. So there you go. I believe the artist has the exact same name as the album. That's just what they're called. But yeah, I'm not sure. How do you guys? Can you guys tell me how to pronounce it? Or melancholy? Yeah. Can you guys tell me how to pronounce it? Because I can't read. I'm a dumb foreigner. I can't read. Yo-you. Yo-you. I guess I now know. Yo-tsu. Yo-you. Okay. I get it now. Okay, cool. Yo-you. Interesting. Yo-i. Yo-you. Okay. Yo-you. Okay, I get it now. So yo-you, I think, if you need sort of like something that... It's something that sort of... I'm not really sure how to say it, because there are no lyrics in this album. It's all just instrumentals, which is the case for the vast majority of synthwave. And there will be more synth on this list. But the nice part about this is that it sort of feels like it acknowledges your sad emotions. It doesn't feel, because one thing that really kind of gets to me is there are some happy, like some songs with that sort of mood that I feel like if you're upset, it doesn't make you happy, it just makes you annoyed. This calms me because it feels like it acknowledges the stress that you're feeling. You know, it acknowledges some of the stress that you're feeling, and it says, like, listen, it's going to be all right, you know. It says, like, what you're feeling is good, but we need to chill out now. And I think that's what makes it so nice. So it's a beautiful tool for helping yourself relax. And it's really, really nice. So, yeah, that's my number 9. Now, what am I going to put at number 10? Number 10, oh, I know what I'm going to put at number 10. This is a really important album. For me, my number 8. My number 8 is Sleep Well Beast by The National. I'm gonna drag that out here a little bit so I can actually write the. I'm gonna write the. How do I do this? How am I gonna do this? Maybe if I move myself over a little bit, I can like write down sort of the names of the people who've worked on it, because I think that's important. So this album came into my life very sort of out of nowhere. It really sort of caught me by surprise because I opened Spotify one day and it was just suggested to me. Like on the front page. 8. Oh, I was wondering why everyone was spamming 8 and I thought like, wait, are my hands zipped? But no, it was fine. So I started listening to this album when I had just gone to a new place of education. I was studying film at like studying media rather at a little college. And my life was sort of like, it was, I don't know. It was at a point where I felt like I hadn't really formed many meaningful friendships in a long time. And then more than ever, I was losing touch with, not losing touch properly, but a lot of the friends that I'd been spending a lot of time with were moving for work or for education and stuff like that. And so I felt quite lonely at the time. And this album really sort of, it's one of those ones where when I listen to it, I'm reminded of what it felt like to find a little bit of peace in not really knowing anybody. Because when I went to my new place of education, I struggled to make friends again. I always struggle to make friends. It's difficult for me to see people and to sort of be able to approach them and ask to be their friends. But some people, you know, and some of them would invite me to parties and stuff, but I never really wound up getting all that close with anybody. And so this album, not only did it manage to make me feel very sort of cuddled up and warm in my loneliness that I felt at the time, but also it also made me feel more confident about singing, because the singer from The National is a very low set. The sound of my fan is really pissing me off. I'm gonna turn that off. Anyway. The singer from The National is very low set, very much like my voice. And so listening to it, having written off singing as a profession for the longest time, it made me feel like, you know what, maybe I can sing some things. And I really enjoy, much like the previous album, much like Yoyu, it really manages to sort of acknowledge your feelings, but it aims, I think, to make you feel better. There are some songs that sound very depressing, and then they're sort of followed up by songs that feel uplifting, but not in a way that's obnoxious. So the album opens with the song Nobody Else Will Be There. And it's very slow, and it's very emotional. It has this beautiful sort of high-strung piano that, well, I'm not sure what high-strung means, but, you know, it's very, like, emotional. It hits you in the heart, this piano. And you have, it's essentially just got these very down-to-earth lyrics where it's just about a guy talking about, you know, having feelings for someone, but they're sort of going about it in a bit of an awkward way. And it's really sweet. It's really, really sweet, and I think that in a sense that song makes me feel love in a way. It's nice. It's very, very sweet. But then this song that's very slow and sort of embraces, like, you know, your emotions are a bit silly, but it's okay to feel that way. The next one is a lot more uplifting and also very confident. It's all about, like, I don't need, you know, I've broken up with somebody, but I don't need them anymore. I'm all by myself. But then it also kind of goes into a lot of hypocrisy about, like, you know, oh, but, you know, I'm saying I don't need you anymore, but then sort of going back and saying, you know, a lot of stuff about staying together. And then it goes back down again with Walk It Back, which is a very depressing song about sort of having feelings and then not wanting to fuck it up and then pulling them back in, which is something that I think a lot of us can relate to. So what I really like, again, much like, I guess some people are saying it's Youtsu, some people are saying it's Yoyu, it's what's number 9. Much like number 9, this album treats your emotions seriously, and it tries to find a way of nestling in between your negative emotions and trying to find different ways of making you feel better. Whether it's to make you feel like you don't need anybody, whether it's to bolster your confidence with a loud rocking score, or whether it's to really settle down and sort of have a song that's sad, that agrees with you on how sad you can be. It has a song for you that you will really enjoy. And the guy who sings, his voice, I don't know his name. I haven't really done much research about the band, to be honest, but his voice is really, really wonderful. Especially if you're a low-set male and you worry about not being able to sing, like I was, you'll hear it and think, you know what, maybe I can sing a little bit. If this guy can be the headliner for a band, maybe I can. Even in some songs that are like, and also what I like about the song Turtleneck is the fact that at the time I was always the impression, like, I need to keep my low set voice out all the time, and if I try to be loud, I get a little high pitch and that makes me embarrassed. But then in Turtleneck, when he starts like singing loudly, his voice gets a little high pitch and it feels like he's straining himself, and that's nice to hear. You know, it's nice to hear that you can still have a professional sound while not having like 100% control over your voice. So it's a really, really nice album for that reason, and that's why it's at my number 8. So what's at my number 7? It's gonna be fucking The Golden Age from Woodkid. Again, another low-set male singing. This album is fucking depressing from start to finish. Everyone has heard Run Boy Run. It's in a lot of ads, and we're used to that kind of thing. Run Boy Run is not my favorite song on this album. I actually think that Boat Song or The Shore are my favorites from this one, because the instrumentation is such a beautiful like marriage of what am I trying to say here? Such a beautiful combination of classical instruments with sort of a modern, with sort of like, I imagine what is I don't know, but I imagine a modern way of composing music with classical instrumentation and this beautiful voice from the main singer, who I guess is the Wood Kid. There's something, this album feels very much unlike anything else. And the story of this album, the narrative that is spun, is fucking depressing. It's so sad. It's all about a man losing everything. So maybe if you're already sad, if you're uplifted and you feel sort of commiserated by sad songs, then sure, listen to it. But if you're in a vulnerable position, I would recommend against listening to it because it's fucking depressing. I believe that the narrative of the album is essentially that it's it's called The Golden Age, but the first song on the soundtrack is The Golden Age is Over. It's about a man whose husband, I believe, falls out of love with him. And the song, I believe I think it's The Shore, is all about just, oh my god. Where I Live, I think, is the song that I'm thinking of. Sometimes I get them a little mixed up. The song Where I Live, you have this man who's been singing the entire album, and he's sort of got this, like, he's got this, we walked all day along the shore, and it's not worth it without you. And it just sort of, even in moments where he's very, like, even in moments where he's singing about extremely terrifying emotional concepts, he sounds calm. Then Where I Live hits, at least I'm pretty sure that's the song, and he just starts fucking belting, and it's so heartbreaking. And he's singing about how he never made any mistakes, and he doesn't have the man that he adores who promised him pretty things and gold. And it's a song about, yeah, I've lost everything. And then Iron is a song about going to war, which I would presume, honestly, I think that it represents the perspective of, unfortunately, a lot of men who are suckered into working for the army. It tends to come from a place of feeling as though they have no belonging elsewhere, and especially from what I'm aware of in lots of parts of the world, it can tend to be a way that, army recruiters can sort of, use these emotions against you to get you to put your life in danger for something you may or may not believe in. Obviously, some people have very legitimate reasons to join the army, but a lot of people do because they run into a lot of mental problems, and I think that's sort of what this album is talking about, and it's so sad. It's so, so sad. But you know me, I love sad, and this album spins a narrative that is beautiful to listen to, and the instrumentation is beautiful, and you get to the end and you feel as though you've understood the depth and complexity of a terrible, terrible life lived, and there's something really beautiful about that. So what's next? What is next? We're on to number 6 now. Ooh, I'm going to have to start really thinking about which ones to put here. Oh, God, this is difficult. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to put this one here. Next up, of course, you've heard me sing from this album before. It is When We All Fall Asleep. Where do we go? By Billie Eilish. Give me Billie Eilish. So I think that this album has first of all, we have to appreciate that it was made by someone so young. That kind of talent is unbelievable. And when you listen to music that became so popular, Billie Eilish is incredible because what she was able to do was create music that sounds so incredibly unique, something that is so creative and that isn't, at least it doesn't sound burdened by a lot of the trends in popular music. She still rose above the rest and became one of the most beloved artists of right now. And when you listen to it, you can really hear why. There's such a wonderful mixture of hardcore, brutal songs that are dark and scary, and then some that are high-pitched and emotional and sad. And sort of putting them all together, it feels like you're getting inside her head and getting to poke around her brain and understanding what makes her feel upset and what she's been through, but also it kind of helps you to reflect. There are a lot of songs on here that will really, that you may really identify with. So many of them have so many interesting themes. I love that the song I Love You is not about confessing to someone, it's about, oh my god, I had such a chill relationship with this person and now it feels way too much, but I love them too. It's a real... I Love You is a great song because what it manages to do is to really bring together this, what it's like to really become, you know, to fall in love with someone, because it's never clear-cut, it's never easy. Sometimes it's a whole mess of emotions, and she captures that really beautiful with that song. I love as well, I think Zanny is a really heartbreaking song because it addresses such serious themes, and with the instrumentation holding back so little, with some sounds sounding so loud and some being so quiet, it's a very arresting experience, and it really gets you to think about, you know, you can't just listen to Zanny to chill. You listen to it and you understand it so simply. And I really love the occasional little samples from, like, what is it, the sort of, like, the radio, as though one of her friends is supposedly overdosed, or like, is like, can you try and get them to breathe? And then she sort of sings over it. Fuck. It's a really heartbreaking song. Again, you may be noticing that a lot of what I'm putting on here is very sad, but I'm about to get past that, and there's some really fun stuff that I want to talk about after that as well. So yes, number 6, you guys have all heard this album. You don't need me to go on and on about why it's brilliant. Billie Eilish is a genius. Phineas is a genius, and they've made some incredible music that should reasonably, considering what all of these different artists have done, considering what popular artists tend to do in order to stay popular by staying sort of following a lot of rules, she follows none and still succeeds, and that is worth celebrating, I think. Number 5. Mambo number 5. What's number 5? I think it's gotta... Oh, number 5 and number... Number 5 and number 4 are gonna be very difficult. Very difficult to pick. Okay. You know what, yeah. I think number 5 is Trilogy by Carpenter Brute. Arguably, I mean, I would say so. Arguably the king of synthwave, the, you know, dark synth especially, but all people who love synthwave have heard Carpenter Brute, and he is just the GOAT. This album, it consists of 3 EPs, and what it winds up being is a very long album full of back-to-back bangers. This was my introduction to synth. I found this back in like 2017, I think, and it changed the way that I looked at music forever, because there's not really much to analyze about this album. The music just sounds incredible. I don't know if there are themes involved. I don't know if it means anything. All I know is that these are some heavy metal tracks, because obviously Carpenter Brute, before he became a synth artist, he had his start in heavy metal, and you can really hear that influence when you listen to these different songs. Some highlights, obviously, Escape from Midwich Valley is a really beautiful introduction to the soundtrack, because it's sort of like a slow intro that then bursts into this huge drop right at the end that's so loud and so ear-splitting. This album is loud, in a word. It's really just a great set of angry fucking sounding songs that are great to just imagine shit to. It fills your head with so many images and perspectives and worlds because it sounds so unique. My personal favorite is Run Sally Run, because of the slow build, I think. It opens with something that sounds kind of typical, it's very funky, and it's enjoyable to sort of dance to, but then halfway through, the song breaks into something more serious, and it builds, and it builds, and it builds, and it adds layer upon layer upon layer of intensity, and by the end, it sounds like you're being chased down by 70 different demons in hell, and you're running away from all of them, and it's just such an incredible song. Turbo Killer, of course, is a classic that a lot of people know from Hotline Miami, same as Roller Mobster. That's another classic from Hotline Miami as well. But yeah, not much more to say about that. It's just great. And if you haven't gotten much into synth yet, you really, really should listen to Trilogy by Carpenter Brute. It's a banger. Number 4 is Blurry Face by 21 Pilots. These songs have accompanied me in my life for a very long time. These songs have been a really important part of my life when I was going through a lot of difficult times, when I was stressed and upset about things. Something about these two, you know, Tyler and Josh, talking about emotions in such an upfront way, describing what it's like to be them, describing what it's like to feel these things, and also being out there and sort of delivering such a genuine message that I think a lot of people need to hear. There's so much that is about this album that is so depressing, but there is so much about it that's so uplifting. And I think that we need to celebrate this thing, because even though it's gone down, like, it was very popular for its time, but I think a lot of people look back on it being like, oh, it's sort of that, like, Panic at the Disco era. I feel like this album especially is pretty timeless. There's so much to celebrate about it. And I picked it as my favorite 21 Pilots album, because what I'm trying to do here, I have plenty of favorite albums from these artists that I also enjoy, but that I also enjoy, but I wanted to kind of pick one from each, which isn't technically true for the number 2 spot, because that's 2 albums that I felt were neck and neck, but I think I'll place them at like number 3 and number 2. So they can sort of like be neck and neck, because otherwise I couldn't think of a 10th one to put on there. Trench is brilliant. I love all the other 21 Pilots albums, but Blurry Face is my favorite. And I think that when it comes to a lot of these songs, I love The Judge is a song that I can't stop singing. Every time I play Valorant and I see the name of the gun, The Judge, I can't start singing the song to myself. You're the judge. Oh no. Set me free. His voice is well beyond me. Well beyond me. I could not do that. I could not do the kind of singing that Tyler does, but he's so brilliant. I'm kind of running out of things to say about this album because it's so brilliant. Okay, I'll tell you the ones. Okay, I've got to turn my fucking fan on. I'm actually dying in here. What the fuck? I'm actually dying on here. So, yes. My favorite song on here, Hometown, is brilliant. There's not a single bad song on this entire album. All of them represent such brilliant creativity, but I think the one that comes with the most uniqueness, the one that goes the hardest, and the one that is the most unapologetically itself is Goner. That's, again, like I mentioned about Zanny, Goner is not a song that you just listen to. It's not a song that you can just have on in the background. It commands your attention. Goner hurts so much because it starts as such a quiet, contemplative song about someone feeling, at least my understanding, someone feeling like they have nothing left and they don't know how much longer they can really live. But it's luring. I feel like it's so incredible at getting you to listen, because by luring you in with that, by luring you in with such a gentle introduction, it's something you're almost used to and that you understand, with the drums in the background building up to something you think is intense, but then settling back into piano. It lulls you into a false sense of security, but the final drop is so loud and angry, and you can hear his emotions spelled out so plainly. It feels like it represents what it feels like to, essentially what it feels like to want to be dead, but to not be able to, or to not want, to not want to go that far. And so all of the emotions that lead up to that come out in this flurry, this just tornado of emotion at the end. And it's a difficult song to listen to without crying, because it is so unique. So that's 21 Pilots. And now albums 3 and 2 are both from the same artist. I was originally going to just list one of them, but I think that I like them both for the same reason, and I think that talking about them both in the same breath kind of makes sense, so I'll put them at 3 and 2. This album is really difficult. These albums are really difficult to talk about, because I think that trying to get used to enjoying the music feels difficult. And you'll probably understand why when I put it on there. So I'll give like a little kind of a disclaimer that while I think that this is some of my favorite music, and it's been there for me through some incredibly difficult times, I am very disappointed to say that I don't want to I would encourage you not to support the man who made the music. So as long as you can understand kind of the nuance of that, and you can understand that I have this level of respect for the music, my number 3 album is Ye by Kanye West, and my number 2 is Kids See Ghosts by Kanye and Kid Cudi. So yeah, a lot of people from the intro I gave to that, a lot of people can kind of tell who I was talking about, because the hardest part is that there is so much art in this world that you truly can, in some ways, separate from the person who made it, but Kanye's music is so inherently personal, and that makes that difficult. He's a clown? Yeah. Oh god. So I'll sort of talk about the experience of listening to these albums and what makes it difficult now, but what also I think that kind of deserves to be celebrated in a way. So Kanye is a very interesting character because he clearly has so many awful problems, and they come out in such an awful way that it is so difficult to look at him in a normal way, right? There was a time when a lot of people who really put a disclaimer on screen. That's actually probably a pretty good idea, yeah. Disclaimer. I do not endorse this guy at all. Which I think is a shame. It's a shame to say. Because the experience of listening to this music, and I think especially in a very sort of naked and vulnerable album like Ye, is the fact that you can hear the soul of a person who has all of these problems and is genuinely and really reflecting and sharing what feels like regret. And I think that that makes it an incredible sort of experience to listen to. There's so much in this album, especially in Ye, that it came after, like, obviously his latest series of controversies, which is always happening. The funny thing is, the cover of this album is just a picture of a mountain with some scrawling in felt tip saying, "I hate having bipolar, it's awesome." How much you can blame purely on his bipolar is entirely up to you. The thing about listening to his music is that the lyrics on some of these songs are so beautiful, and they are so reflective that it's so difficult to listen to, because in your heart, you know, you don't want to support someone who acts that way. And I think that at the time he was bad, but recently he's become so much worse. And so it fills me with so much sadness to talk about how much I enjoyed this music at the time. I think that the really hard part about all of this is that I'll talk about one of my favorite song from Ye, which is well, not my favorite, but one that I think sums up this theory so much, or this feeling that I have about it so much, is Violent Crimes from the end of the album, because the meaning of that song is so heartbreaking. It's essentially, I don't want my daughter to grow up and meet a man like me. Wow. That is like, I have goosebumps thinking about that, because being able to say that about yourself after you've done so much wrong and you've caused so much pain, it makes listening to his songs an inherently meta experience that is valuable. The problem that I run into whenever I think about either of these albums, and I think Kids See Ghosts is higher up because some of the songs on there are almost entirely Kid Cudi, and so you can kind of filter out the Kanye-isms on them, you know, and you can sort of enjoy Cudi. And I think that his vocals are actually more of my favorites. But I think that what we have to ask ourselves when we listen to music like this is that, yes, the lyrics are beautiful. In terms of musically, it's some of the best rap music ever written, and it's incredible to listen to. Of course it is. But what we have to ask ourselves is it worth this incredible meta experience of seeing real world events happen, of someone make all of these terrible mistakes, of someone go this far to, you know, hurt this many people? Is it worth that to is it worth all of the pain he causes to get to hear music of his regret? As time passes, I think at the time that these albums were released, I would have said maybe, but nowadays I'd probably say no. It's a shame, and it's been such a shame to see people who enjoy his music turn away from him the more mistakes that he makes. And it's very much I'm kind of the opinion that he's someone with such absolutely debilitating mental issues that he can't help himself from saying some absolutely reprehensible shit, but I don't think that's an excuse anymore. Maybe for some shit that he said back in like 2012, 13, but anymore, I don't think so. All we can really do is look back on this music and appreciate that it is brilliant, and that if you can separate yourself from the man who wrote it, that there are some beautiful lyrics here, there is some fantastic instrumentation, there are some great needle drops and cameos from other artists, but, you know, it's difficult. And that's kind of the worst part about it. If anything, I think they're this high on my list because I think I enjoy thinking about that aspect of it so much. It feels like sort of an interesting way of casting yourself into the music and thinking about what would have caused it to happen. But yeah, it's a great series of albums, but would I recommend them? Maybe not. Maybe not. I feel bad, actually, sort of admitting that I like this music, because I sort of feel like I'm supporting someone that I shouldn't. And so, you know, it's definitely like sort of a difficult one to talk about. And when I decided to do this list today, I was nervous, you know, nervous to talk about this kind of thing because I don't want to kind of be seen as someone who overlooks that sort of thing. But, you know, yeah, I know it's not my fault, but still, I know it's not my fault. But at the same time, it's something that we as audience members need to think pretty hard about, because there are so many people out there who make beautiful works of art but aren't good people. There are tons of them. Do you want to overlook that in the sake of appreciating the artwork for what it is? Or do you want to separate yourself and just not bother because it makes you feel upset? For me, it depends. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. Most of the time, no, I don't really want to. I don't ever think it's worth the destruction of the art. It should be preserved, but maybe, you know, people should have the option of choosing whether or not they want to watch it. But that's how I feel about this kind of thing. To sum it up, all of the songs on both of these albums are deeply reflective lyrics that reflect the thoughts and inner ideation of someone with insane problems who does not know how to control those problems, who causes real problems for other people. And the hardest part of this, while it is hard to listen to this and separate yourself from that by understanding the meta value in listening to music that has a correlation to a real world person, and to watching him go through the different phases of, I'm going to do terrible shit, and then writing an album where he regrets doing terrible shit. It's fascinating, but it's not for everyone. I enjoy thinking about it, and that's why it's up so high on this list. And when I think about myself in relation to some of these lyrics, I really do enjoy listening to them. It's fun music, it's great music, they're short albums, they're really interesting to sort of stick on and kind of listen to if you feel like, you know, you're in the mood for it, but not for everyone. So that's that. You know, I don't want to talk about it anymore because it makes me a little uncomfortable, but I couldn't make a full 10 without talking about how influential that music has been for me, you know. It's not nuanced enough. No, you're so right. It's so right, because in the case of this, there is no separating this art from the artist. The art is the artist. He is talking very openly about himself in these songs, you know. And I want to believe that underneath all of that awful, terrible shit that he says, that there is a genuine person who's just mentally struggling, but does that mean we should forgive him? I don't think so, personally. Not anymore. Not anymore. And that's why it's so difficult. But anyway, that's that. And we're going to move on to a much more light-hearted number one. The greatest album, in my opinion, one of the greatest albums of all time, and my favorite album to listen to in any circumstance. This album is meaningful. This album broke ground when it was released. This album is appropriate for any mood. It's got some dance beats. It's got some club music. You can listen to it when you're with your friends. You can listen to it when you're by yourself. Every single mood you have, you are listening to pure, art that gets inside your head and makes you want to dance no matter where you are. It's, you guys probably already know. It's Random Access Memories by Daft Punk. I had always enjoyed Daft Punk from for many years, but I had never properly gotten into them until quite recently. You've seen me tweet about it, and I will say it again. I think that Giorgio by Moroder is the best song ever made, in my opinion. By taking I can't understand the thoughts that must be going through Daft Punk's heads when they decided, let's take the most influential person from all of disco, the grandfather of disco, and let's make a song that is an odyssey of his journey to creating this genre that without his work we could not exist, and the lyrics are just him chatting about his life. It's brilliant, and it's a long-ass song. It's 9 minutes, and it sounds like a rise to power through disco. It sounds like disco, and you hear this fascinating man telling a real, true story about himself. And it sounds like I said, a rise to power. The music swells, and it grows, and it goes on and on and on, and you feel as not only did Giorgio Moroder rise to his fame, and not only did he become such an icon, but so too did disco rise in power. And that's what Giorgio Moroder is about. That's what Giorgio by Moroder is about. It's about paying respect to the origins of this genre that without which Daft Punk could not exist. And I love that they are respectful of their origins, and I love that they pay homage, because I think that their music has probably surpassed that of Giorgio Moroder, but it could not have existed without him, and that's the most important part. You have some songs that are just amazing to fucking listen to. It's fucking amazing. Instant Crush. It's emotional and it's funky at the same time. You can feel the feelings while you're still dancing. Lose yourself to dance. Ha! You know what I love most about this song? It's the come on, 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 come on. I can't stop listening to this one. I had that on loop like for such a long time last month. Touch! I would say Touch, having listened to Touch since I listened to Giorgio by Moroder, is almost neck and neck with it. I mean, what just an odyssey. You know, like such, again, I feel that all the best songs in the world are really long ones. Personally, I think that all the best songs in the world are really long ones. But Touch, having such soft singing from Paul Williams, such gentle, emotional singing from Paul Williams that gets brought home with just all of these different emotional beats where you've got moments that are good to dance to, and then you have these slow moments that feel like you just want to sit back and think about what it's saying. Hold on, if love is the answer, you're home. How do they come up with that shit? I don't know. And not only are they releasing back-to-back eternal bangers, artwork that will be remembered as some of the greatest works ever composed, they also happen to have Get Lucky, which is one of the greatest dance songs, one of the most popular dance songs of all time. How the fuck did they just casually drop that alongside everything else? This is an album that staggers the mind. It boggles the mind as to how something this perfect was released. And I've read some sort of critical reviews of this album that really sort of summed up, because again, as someone who doesn't understand much about music production, if at all, the idea behind this album is that at the time, synth and disco, it felt robbed of personality. And that this was robot rock, you know, which they called it robot rock, which is such a fun, interesting callback to one of their earlier songs, but it's robot rock that has a robot with feelings. This is disco with pure, unbridled emotion without ever sacrificing any of the fun. As far as I'm aware, this is a perfect album. And that's it. Those are my top 10 albums. I get emo with Touch too, don't worry about it. So yeah. Those are my top 10 favorite albums of all time. They are all very meaningful to me. They have been there for me during difficult moments of my life, and whenever I listen to these albums, I am brought back to the moment where I first discovered them, and suddenly I want to listen to them all over again. So thank you very much for enjoying that little section of this little stream. That was really fun. That was really fun to get to do. And thank you all for providing such interesting, nuanced discussion as well, for listening to what I had to say and kind of chatting back. I really enjoyed sharing that with you all. Maybe on Twitter, you guys might, in the live tag, might want to share a list of your top 10 favorite albums, so I can sort of see if there's anything that I like as well. Lucia, thank you so much for the super. Just had your hair done back to dark hair with red highlights. Adding some new stuff to my song list. Yeah, so if any of you guys want to go back to that point in the VOD and make a note of any of those albums, I'd highly recommend all of those albums to listen to. With some exceptions, of course, for some of them might not be sort of emotionally suitable for everybody. They're still really, really important to me. And I really appreciate that you still can't believe you sang As the World Caves In. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. I did when I got my NIJI audition. They wanted to know how I could sing, and I sang Reigns of Castamere, I sang I Love You by Woodkid, and I sang, yeah, As the World Caves In. Teehee. Teehee. And you'll never get to hear it. And maybe you will. As the earth falls to the ground, oh girl, it's you that I lie with. Easy. Easy game. Luna, thank you very much. And Chris, oh, I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Oh gosh, I'd like to be able to do a lot more songs. If you did a karaoke, which album would you do one for? Ooh, if I was to just sing one of those albums, well, Daft Punk I couldn't really do because so many of them don't have like singable lyrics. Like it's all just sort of robot stuff. I wouldn't do any Kanye music because I don't think my career would survive, and also I feel as though he's singing from a perspective that I can't pretend to understand, so it's just not really my place, I don't think. Carbon Brute has no lyrics, Yu has no lyrics, 21 Pilots I don't think I could like level up to. Probably The National. Probably either Woodkid or The National. Sleep Well Beast or The Golden Age I would want to do a karaoke for. I don't know if I think I've checked Woodkid and we're not allowed to do that for karaoke, and I'm not sure if it's the same for Sleep Well Beast. But both of those have these really interesting, like, low-set male voices that have inspired me a lot to keep singing, and it made me happy. Gia, thank you very much for the super. Happy birthday. Mwah. Try rapping to Heavy Dirty Soul. Oh God, what are the lyrics to Heavy Dirty Soul? I feel like I'm good with rhythm. Heavy Dirty Soul lyrics. Hippocampus. I've seen Hippocampus in concert. What is it? He sang a bit of their song yesterday. Yeah, no, I saw them in concert a few years ago, and they were really, really good. I don't really remember any of their other songs. I just remember Way It Goes, and I really enjoyed it. You know, I think they're great. Allison, thank you for the super. It was fun. I love Synthwave too. If you want any recommendations, feel free to ask me. I will. I'd love. I mean, with Synthwave, I feel like I've listened to it all. That's definitely been like sort of my muse for the longest time. Five Finger Death Punch, Kendra. Yes, I used to listen to them a lot as well. Oh my God, I'd love to learn how to do a proper metal scream so that I can actually emulate some of that music, because God, it's so good, and it feels embarrassing to like want to sing along to something so good and to then like not be able to, because like there's just this magic trick that you need to perform. Mooley, thank you so much. Ashy, thank you so much. That's cute. Marlo, thank you so much. Oh, Bo Burnham. I would do a Bo Burnham one. Tarushka, I loop all of these albums and you give a chance to... I have given a chance. I've listened to so much fucking Vocaloid, and I just don't... It's just not my cup of tea, okay? It just ain't my cup of tea, alright? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's just me, okay? Anya Angel, thank you very much for the super. I'll listen to them when I go back to bed. Okay, Anya Angel, I hope you enjoy them. Thanks, Yuki, for the super. And Vapor Rub. Depeche Mode, your voice sounds just like Dave's if you're looking for a karaoke. Oh, yeah. I mean, of course, there was the million subscriber karaoke, The Journey Through Time, where I did sing Enjoy the Silence, and I really enjoyed that. I want to do a rebroadcast of that at some point, because I fucking work my heart out on that karaoke, and the fact that it's unlisted makes me so sad, so I'd love to be able to rebroadcast that one so more people can see it. Aura, thank you very much. I'm puffing. Yeah, your tricks won't work on me. It's just one of those things. It's just one of those things I don't really go for. I've tried to enjoy Vocaloid, but it's not my thing. You guys are going to keep bringing it up. You're going to keep bringing it up. You're going to keep coming back. You're going to keep smelling the syrup. You know, you're going to keep trying to get me to listen to Vocaloid, but I'm telling you right now, I have tried, and it just isn't my thing. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to let you down like that. Nami, thank you so much for the Akasupa. Thank you. I'm going to take my YELTS exam, and it was very important to me, but I'm nervous about the oral exam. Your oral examiner, huh? Alright, maybe I can figure that out. But seriously, I'm sure you're going to do just fine. Good luck. Maru, thank you for the Akasupa. Happy to hear that you revalue your goals of streaming. I want to give you some reassurance we'll always support you. Thank you. I think that's what I worry about the most when it comes to making changes, is that people will just piss off. But I'm glad to know that everyone who genuinely cares about me, doesn't matter what. They don't mind what I do as long as I'm doing something that makes me happy. Fasai, thank you so much for the super. Taking a film class at uni. Oh, I'm glad you're enjoying it. Good luck, good luck. Chun, have you heard of a movie called Farewell to My Concubine? I have not, actually, but I think I've heard of that film. I haven't watched it, though, but I've heard it's good. One of my biggest inspiration is Halsey's If I Can't Have Love, I Want Power. Even the title of that song goes fucking hard. Mafia Gravity, yes! Yes! Anti-Vocaloids, rise up. I mean, no, I'm not an anti, it's just not for me. Blue Grin, thank you very much. Have you ever had the chance to listen to the album Igor? I have listened to Igor, actually. I listened to it a couple of times. I don't really remember much about it, but I remember enjoying it when I did listen to it. Lays, thank you so much. If we listen to K-pop, I've never really listened to K-pop before. I've listened to bits of it, but I just don't really think it would be for me, personally. I don't think I would really enjoy it all that much, but I'll give it a try. Tarushka, actually unaware that you gave it a shot. Fake fan exposed. Still though, thanks for the list. No, it's alright. Dorothy. If Vocaloid is like your version of when people like I listen to anything, not just country music. I mean, I like country music. Country music's cute. I feel like I fell even more in love with it. When I what did I do? I fell even more in love with it. I forgot what I was talking about. Fuck. What was I doing? What was I talking about? What was I talking about again? Oh yeah, country music. When I did the cowboy ASMR, I fell in love with country music and I really enjoyed listening to it. Dro, thank you so much for the super. I can't listen to most rap music because it hurts my head. See, I didn't used to enjoy it either, but I found the occasional person and then I started listening to it and I thought, actually, this is pretty good. I used to be kind of I didn't enjoy rap music, but it is really, really good stuff. I mean, the amount of sort of work and talent that's required to make those lyrics work, fuck. I mean, it's really, really good. If you want rap that's sort of different from what you might expect, watch Hamilton. Watch fucking Hamilton. The rhymes in that, you have like a verse where he'll rhyme 20 words with 10 different words and they'll all work together. Hamilton is a great one that sounds different but still carries like the best parts of the genre, I think. Kendra, thank you so much. Nekosaka. City Pop or Vaporwave? Vaporwave is nice, and City Pop is also good as well. Angel Ritano, thank you so much. Melanie Martinez. Mia Vahiti, thank you so much. No, you're welcome. If not K-pop, then maybe my favorite artist is Dean. I feel like you'd like him. I haven't heard of him, but I will check it out. Birthday's coming soon. Thank you, Mango. Little head pat for you. Poggy, thank you so much. Nekojike, thank you very much. Nyanya, thank you so much. Any classical music you adore? Like I said at the beginning, I like canon, indie, and most film soundtracks tend to be really good. Sanya, thank you very much. The Revenant has a really beautiful soundtrack just to listen to, you know. It's rare for a soundtrack to be able to be listenable from beginning to end. I think The Whale is that, and I think The Revenant is almost that. There are some intense songs that don't make for a good listening experience alone, but the vast majority of them are really, really good. Dang, thank you so much. Anne, thank you so much. Mistress, thank you so much. Have you listened to any Sleep Token? I have never heard of Sleep Token, but maybe I should have. Maybe I should have. You never know. You never know. Chen, thank you for sleeping. Yeah, I fucking love Hamilton. I can't believe I'd only seen it recently. You know? Like, recently I just sat down and watched Hamilton, and I didn't get, like, the hype before I watched it, and then I got to My Shot, the third song, and I was like, okay, I get it. Right, okay, I get it. And then I was just on board for the rest of it. Saku, thank you very much for the super. Music is such a channel for creativity and inspiration, especially music videos. My favorite bands I discovered because I love their MVs. Oh, interesting. Hard to share to people unfamiliar. That is true. And it's really interesting how my experience with music is always so different. Because I never watch music videos. Like, almost as a rule. I think, like, the only music video that I've watched in the longest time, the only one that I've sat down and actually watched because I wanted to was fucking, what was it, Lil Dicky, The Earth? You know? We love the Earth! With that, like, 3D animated music video. That was like the one that I've watched because that's like such a brilliant song. But but other than that, I try not to because I like to apply my own visuals to most songs that I listen to. Song by BTS, August D, that I highly recommend. The song is called So Far Away. Okay. Layers. Korean music has different genres like ballads, indie music, and hip-hop. Some even have a deep meaning like relating to mental health and such like August D. We've had multiple recommendations of that. Okay, I'll pay attention to that. Olivia, thank you for the super. Thank you for sharing this album. It's a nice feeling to recognize most of them, even though I recall the moments, and I even recall moments I bumped into them in a mall or someone's car. Music always hits me with the memory of someone's. That's how I feel. It's like a little era of my life is defined by the music I was listening to at the time. Team VL, thank you so much. Very Lively, thank you very much. And Eden, thank you so much. Kendra, thank you very much. There's a movie called Retaliate. More rock bands playing it. Okay. That sounds really interesting. Oh, you guys, this has been such a nice stream. Tarushka, thank you so much. Do you have some non-English speaking artist bands that you like? Ooh, artists, yes. Artists, yes. But bands, not like sort of albums, I couldn't really point to any specifically. I mean, I've been listening to, I feel like I'm not really much apart from the occasional, obviously The Who, you know, The Who with Mongolian. Obviously that's like an incredible experience. A lot of Japanese city pop is really fun to listen to. Oh, that's a great one. So that one's always a lot of fun. But other than that, I'm sort of quite uneducated when it comes to that sort of thing. Deirdre, thank you so much for the super. Face Off by Park Jimin of BTS is one of the newer albums I love so much. Oh, okay. I'll definitely try. I've never really been thrown over much by K-pop. I've never really understood it too much. But I will definitely try. Maybe. If I ever get around to it. Maybe I'll try it. You never know. You never know. Vivian Abbey, thank you very much for the super. Thank you for sharing all of these. Taylor Swift. I'm not a Swiftie, but she's definitely pretty cool. She's definitely pretty cool. Alright. I'm kind of running out of things to talk about at the moment. My brain is starting to get a little sleepy, and it's very warm in here, so I think I may end the stream there. Youngju, thank you very much for the super. Oh, Ghibli music is beautiful. Ghibli music is beautiful. Yeah, and my #1 recommended song is Mask by Dream. That's what the point of the mask is. Fuck off. I got to the end of one stream without the boys trying to hit me up. Fuck off. Nyanya, thank you very much for the Suna. Suna, super. Gangai and the 9 Treasures. Ooh, that sounds pretty fun. Okay, that's going to be all from me. Thank you very much for listening to me rant about my favorite music. And thank you very much for sort of being such an interesting lot to talk to and for coming out on such short notice. I know I didn't schedule a stream for today, but I just decided, you know what? Stream time. We're going to stream today. And I had a really, really nice time. I think that taking my meds and doing a zatsu is definitely something that works for me. It's definitely something that works for me. FF, thank you for the super. It's definitely something that makes me feel pretty happy. So, yeah. Thank you very much, everybody. I really, really appreciate all of your attention today. And I won't be able to stream tomorrow, but I'm thinking maybe Friday? Maybe? I'll figure it out. Aniko, thank you so much for the super. Rebecca M, thank you very much. Nana, thank you so much. See you next week. Mwah. I'll miss you. No, I mean, I might be back later on. I mean, if you're going, I hope that you have a wonderful time wherever you're going, but I might stream again later this week. Who knows? So, thank you so much. All right, that's going to be all from me. Everybody, if it's late for you, get some good sleep. Remember to hydrate. Remember to drink water. Remember to rest and to treat your health seriously, because that's very important to me and should be important to you too. Okay. Okay. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Oh, not tomorrow. Another day. Another day. Probably, if it's, probably Friday. I'd like to do Friday. And thank you very much. Oh, 4 seasons for Vivaldi. I love that. I love that as well. Oh, it's really good. Ashley, thank you so much. All right, I'll see you guys another time. Bye-bye. Now.